Hello, children. Amazing day. Our story today is about a persecutor who became a follower of Jesus. Who do you think is the man in our story? Yes, and his name was Saul. You can find his story in the book of Acts, chapter 9, verses 1 to 19. Saul was very angry when he knew that people everywhere talked about Jesus as the Messiah. He believed that Jesus' disciples had lied about his resurrection and that they had actually stolen his body from the tomb. So he believed that Jesus' followers were tricky ones and dangerous too. So Saul said, I will stop them. I will halt their false teaching and silence it forever. They deserve to suffer. He also said that Jesus' followers deserved to be chained and tossed into prison. So he started his plan. Some disciples had fled to the bustling city of Damascus, and Saul was going there to make arrests. He would spare no one, old or young, male or female. Looking up at the moment, he could glimpse the walls of Damascus. But suddenly, the sun seemed to explode, blasting him with unbearable lights. Struck to the ground as if by lightning, he lay there helpless, while a voice loud as thunder and sweet as music rumbled in his ears. Saul, Saul, why do you persecute me? Trembling, he heard himself replying, Who are you, Lord? Somehow he sensed that he was in the actual presence of God. I am Jesus, the one you have been persecuting. At that time, Saul moaned with the sudden realization of what he had done. He realized that he had been persecuting not simply Jesus' followers, but Jesus himself, the Messiah of God. So, as Saul laid upon the ground for a long time, Jesus told him to get up and go into the city. Saul's companion, who had also been struck down by the brilliant light and heard the voice but not understood it. Saul turned his face toward them but couldn't see. The bright light had blinded him. For 3 days, Saul prayed, confessing to God his terrible mistake. And on the third day, God sent Ananias a vision. Ananias was a resident in Damascus that believed in Jesus. The vision shocked him. In it, he was told to go see the man called Saul, the fierce persecutor of those who followed Jesus. And God said, Go. Lord, Ananias protested. I had heard all kinds of bad things about these men who arrest all who call on your name. God knew things about Saul that Ananias could not imagine. So the Lord said, Go, he insisted, I have chosen this man to carry my name before the Gentiles and their kings and before the people of Israel. And so Ananias came to Saul. Brother Saul, he called softly. He stepped close to him, tenderly placed his hands on Saul's head and spoke some words. Immediately, Saul could see. Ananias smiled and said, You must eat and drink to renew your strength, and then you should be baptized as Jesus, your Lord and Savior, was baptized. Eagerly, the new follower of Jesus obeyed Ananias' advice. He would do anything to please his Lord, his Jesus, his wonderful God, and he would serve him for the rest of his life. And he became a missionary. And from then on, his name was changed from Saul to Paul, for he found the Savior. May we eagerly do anything for Jesus and serve him for the rest of our lives.